I want to make some extended comments about the final project topic, working thesis, and format that we've already had, and of course, this assignment is over. But I want to make comments on what I noticed from the submissions that students made. Now, it was excellent that students submitted a list of their various component parts: the final project topic, theme, working thesis, time period, and format, and then provided an outline, an organizational outline of the project. And whether the items that I've just mentioned up here and here, the outline and the 5 items here, were perfect or not, and even if they were far off the mark, it was excellent that you submitted that because I provided detailed comments on what you have to do to straighten that out. Unfortunately, 5 or 6 students didn't submit anything at all for this part of the assignment, which had a small grade to it, and that was unfortunate. But also, you didn't have the benefit of my comments. So I hope you watch this video at least, whether you submitted anything or not, so you can see what you have to do a good job on the final project. So what I wanted to see was a topic, a theme that was actually one of the themes that is acceptable for this project, a thesis, a time period, and the format. Now, most people did a good job on the format and the topic and the theme, and some people did a good job on the time period, but many people did a poor job explaining what their thesis was. Maybe that's because some students didn't know yet what their thesis was. Well, that's kind of a problem. But if you do know what your thesis is, you have to express it as a thesis. And let me first define what that means. A thesis is an argument that something happened in a particular period of American history of no more than 25 years, which you identify in the thesis statement. And you're arguing about something. For example, you might be arguing that the civil rights movement was most successful when it tried to bring the American middle class into the equation during the period 1955 to 1965. Or you could even go from 1955 to 1970, which is 15 years, because then you can show how the riots of the mid-60s caused the middle class, the white middle class, to withdraw its support from the civil rights movement. And a lot of the gains that were made up to 1965 were not extended thereafter. Now, I'm not saying that's a true statement, but it's an argument. And it's a clear argument because you have specifics within it, and you make clear what was going on in your opinion and what you intend to argue and defend in your essay, if that's the format. Again, most students made it very clear what their format was. Most students made it very clear what their theme was. But they did not present either an argument, or if they presented an argument, it was maybe grammatically unclear, it was vague in many cases, and it wasn't clear what you were arguing. So what you had to do is to be specific about that thesis. That's the most frequent problem I noticed in these final structure statements, which is what this assignment was asking for. Most of the students did a very good job on the outline. And that's great because that means that when you write your essay or do your presentation, whatever format it happens to be, you will be on target. And I hope you follow my written suggestions on your submission. Good luck on your final project.